Episode 1, Episode 2, and today we are all set for Episode 3. So may I welcome Aloke Vohra to please introduce, and then we will have the video. So let's begin, friends. Let's have the recap of the previous episode, and then from there we will. So this was the previous episode. Let's have a video look. This book is about 25 stories.
Story of puzzles, and every time there is a new story and there is an out of the box answer.
I really love the book and it's awesome, and I thought, let me read a couple of chapters, but once I started,
the story retold with a meaning and the manner in which it was told.
So much, everybody. A lot has already been spoken, and so I wouldn't take much of time. And
Request Alok, you are there. Pathak sir, can you unmute yourself?
Yes.
Okay, I think Alok was supposed to do the. Okay. Actually, Alok was supposed to introduce. Anyways, sir, welcome, friends. We are not live on Facebook today, but we will be having it on YouTube. But again, today we are very, very fortunate that we have with us a person who is one of the most respected person as far as the education is concerned, business schools are concerned, and Calcutta is concerned. Such a respected person who has been mentoring so many students of ICFI Business School and beyond, and a person with so much of knowledge, so much of understanding, though he is not a fund manager, neither an economist, but again, and nor a financial advisors. So I think today we will have a very nice flavor of understanding things in a very, very different format, different way, where we can actually get the gist and the ideas with him. So we will also have some question and answers session after this. So we all are here to learn in a different format about Indian economy, about the perspectives, what we all think. He's a vicious reader. He has written 2 books, or maybe more also, sir, but on various technical subjects, and a lot of students have been benefited. He looks so young, and that is the secret, and the glow on his face that is there, and it's very, very engaging. I'm sure all of us will have a very good time learning from him about the global scenario, about the Indian scenario, how the economy looks, and how we all as an advisor or as an investor should be working, should be doing. His perspective, we all can add our own knowledges and we can actually do our practices. So over to you, Pathak sir.
Thank you, Kanak, for such a brief introduction and a nice introduction. Uh, in fact, I'm really honored to be here to address the financial advisors. First of all, let me say that I don't have much of knowledge. Whatever little knowledge I have, I would like to share with you in my perspective. The views can be different at any point of time, and I would love to have different views. Uh, so I've been into stock market for last virtually you can say 31 years, and I've seen the ups and downs of the stock markets, the Harshad Mehta scam, whatever scams have appeared, you must have read about it, and you must have felt it. Some of you, Ketan Parekh scam, these are all scams which were happening, and it will continue to happen. Remember, scams will happen once in 5 years, once in 10 years. It will always happen. So you have to be really very careful. Now, stock market, I say that it's an interesting game. It is a dangerous game. It is enticing game. It is an exciting game. If you love it, you will stay with it. You cannot go anywhere, I can tell you. And I keep track of stock market every day and try to find out what are the incremental news which are coming and how a particular stock price will get affected or not. So before I start off, I would just like to give you a brief data points which you will be able to capture very fast. One is regarding our GDP. Whenever we speak about economy, we have to speak about GDP, and GDP is a starting point. So we have got a negative GDP of 23.9%, which was in a way not expected so bad, but yes, we were expecting around 10 to 15%, but we got minus 23.9%, because in those 3 months we didn't have any sale, we were virtually closed, and this has happened. So we can't delve much on it. Now we have to see the future. Remember, market always looks forward, market never looks backward. Whatever has happened. So you will find out certain sectors which are not performing well. Like I'll give you an example. The sector which is not performing well is the hotel. Okay, it has not performed well because the occupancy in the hotels were much lesser. Now suddenly you'll find that the hotel stocks are going up because everybody feels that this will go off in due course of time. Occupancy in hotels have started increasing. They are now 60 to 70%. The companies are telling the executives, you better go and get the deal done, stay in a hotel, and we are not bothered about Corona. So when we speak about Corona, remember it has impacted us all adversely. It is one of the worst of times. The companies have been impacted adversely. The individuals have been impacted. They have lost their jobs. They have reduction in the salary has happened. So if you see, the picture is really very grim. Now the main issue is how to come out of it. So if you keep on thinking about this, that this is what has happened in corona, and we keep on discussing. Now you see the government has given up. Individuals have virtually said, okay, what is going to happen? So they are not wearing masks. Okay, so the situation may be adverse, but the life has to go on, and we have to take it as a disease which has come and it is going to go away. I was listening to Bill Gates. He was saying that the situation will be better in June 21. So let us see that, let us assume that things will be better in June 21, because there are so many versions coming. Things will not improve. The vaccine is not there. We'll not see the similar situation until 2022. So one can have their own opinions. Now, I was talking about various sectors which are not doing well. One was the hotel sector. Another sector which was not doing well was the airline sector. Airlines is a very difficult business to run, and airlines company have not made much of money. But yes, Indigo, with a market share of 40 to 45%, is expected to do well. So if you study Indigo stock price when it was at 900, everybody was saying that yes, this is going to go further down. So, but what happened? It just a reverse situation happened, and from 900 it has shot up to 1300, because a market always looks in a different direction. Market always feels that, you know, we have to look forward. So Indigo is expected to do well with more passengers getting into Indigo flight. Things are expected to improve. Now, just give you a linkage between the GDP and the, you know, the stock market. If you see, if you study, if you do research, or the research which is there already indicates, if you do it for, if you see it for last 30 years, you will find out GDP and the market, they are not related at all. It's a zero correlation. And it's proven in the research that it has got a zero correlation. So somebody asked me if GDP is down, in that case, the market should be down. I said, no, market always looks forward. GDP is a figure which comes with a lag period. Say we have got a GDP of June somewhere around 1st of September. So it has come with a lag. So market knows that, yes, this is going to happen. So there's absolutely no correlation. Now, to link it with that, let us give you the index now, and let me give you the GDP. GDP has come to minus 24%. But what has happened to the index? Index has gone up by 24%. Just the opposite, 24 to 26%, just the opposite. But if you see, you break up the Sensex and the Nifty, you will find out something very interesting there. Nifty comprises of 50 stocks only. Do they represent our economy? No, they don't represent our economy. BSE Sensex, 30 stocks only. Do they represent our economy? No, they don't represent our economy. So why the GDP is down and the market is up? The reason is, the only reason why it is up is because I told you the forward-looking factor, but now it is expected, the market is saying that it is going to, the negative growth will be there in March 21 of minus 10%. Okay, just simple analysis which you can do. It is going to be minus 10% the GDP in June 21. I think recently we have got figures, some rating agencies have given -9, -10, it's all there. So if you see what was the pre-COVID market was around 12,500. So you deduct 10% from there, you will get the figure of 11,000 something. So actually it is, if you, because the total index and the total GDP, they are different nomenclature. The index has, formal sector, and the GDP has formal and informal sector. And that is why this delink is there. Why certain stocks will go up? Because they are cash rich. Remember, Nestle, they have not gone up, but they have not gone down. ITC is definitely down at around 180. HUL is down because people are thinking this FMCG basically are, normally we know that it's a defensive stock. It doesn't go up, it doesn't go down much. Which sectors have done well? IT, because we are all into digital economy. If you see Infosys stock, if you see TCS stocks, if you see mid-cap IT companies, they're all expected to do well, because IT is one sector in this in a scenario will definitely do well. Another sector, it's no-brainer. It's a health sector. Had you bought health stocks, Auro Pharma, anything somewhere around March, April or something, you would have probably doubled your money. Any stock which you would have invested in the pharma sector doubled. IT is around 1.5 times. So if you do a close study, you will find out that certain stocks do well, certain stocks do not do well. So you'll have to understand why certain stocks do not do well, because their debt is very high. And the market doesn't like those companies where the debts are very high. And they suffer. See, debt is good as long as your demand is good, as long as your sales are good. Debt is bad when your sales go down drastically. So what the companies have been doing, they're trying to reduce their costs. PVR is another example I would like to give to you. PVR, movie halls have not opened. So obviously PVR should not be quoting at 1300, should be quoting at around maybe 100, 200. But what PVR did? PVR reduced their fixed cost by more than 130 crores. That gave a positive message. Yes, if it opens, definitely, these companies will do well. Another sector which you must always observe is the banking sector, because banking sector is the pillar of an economic growth. Always we put a lot of importance on the banking sector. Why do we put that? Because all the sectors may get impacted depending on certain situations. The banking sector will definitely get impacted because of this COVID situation. If you see the banking figures, the NPAs are really at a very high level at 9 lakh crores. and it's expected to go up to 12 lakh crores. So what is going to happen? The future of banking is still into doldrums because Reserve Bank is thinking of giving moratorium. There's a case pending in the Supreme Court whether the interest should be waived. There was a shopkeeper in Agra which he has filed a case against Reserve Bank of India, and the case is continuous. Very interesting case. If you want to know, I can tell you further later about that. So what is a banking scenario? Banking scenario will, if you see the figure, 11% deposit growth, 6% credit growth. So if the economy has to grow by 6%, the thumb rule is the credit growth has to go up to 12%, double. If you see exports also, exports, normally we say that if the credit growth is 6%, export growth should be 12%. Okay, we have not reached that state. So if you link it with the world economy, you will find out that the emerging markets, emerging markets are doing slightly better. And the reason why we are doing slightly better, one is that the market is liquidity driven. A lot of FIs are pumped in money. And another thing which is really very peculiar feature, the retail investors have sold their mutual fund and entered into market directly. Okay, so they know that which are the stocks which will perform, which will not perform. But a word of caution, this may not stay. I don't predict markets. This may not stay for a long time. And when the situation improves, things may go adverse. So be careful at this stage when the market is around 11,400 and odd. You have to be really, very careful. I was talking about, economy, in the world economy. If you study the world economy, you'll find out that US is the big dad. US is the big dad of our world because it has $21 trillion of economy. And the world economy is how much? $80 trillion. So virtually it is around 20 to 25% is US is controlling. Okay. And who's the second one? Who's the second largest economy? It is China, $15 trillion. Okay. Now, if there's a tussle between US and China, because of several issues you must be knowing, this is known as geopolitical risk. Geopolitical risk, we are also impacted. Every country is impacted, and because of issues in the valley, China and India they are at loggerheads. So that is a negative factor which is always going to stay on. Remember, in US there is going to be elections in November. Okay, Biden and Trump. Now everybody is saying that Trump will win hands down, but you do not know what is going to happen. The situation is uncertainty. And remember, stock market doesn't like uncertainty. If there's an uncertainty, the stock market will definitely fall. I can tell you that. So another thing which has happened is during this, COVID-19 situation, a lot of countries had pumped in money. Money has been pumped in left and right. Stimulus has been given. US has put virtually $2 to $3 trillion. If you see overall, every country, be it Europe, be it UK, Bank of England, Bank of Japan, they are pumped in money. So here, what is the benefit if you pump in money? If you remember 2008 subprime crisis, US had done something very similar. What they did, they pumped in money, they bought shares of the banks which were not doing well. And ultimately, when the situation improved, they sold the shares at a profit. So it was a win-win situation for all. But in India, it's not possible. Now, can India print money? Yes, definitely it can print money. But we will not do it. We are a conservative country. And we always believe that inflation should be under control. Inflation is something hovering around 6.4%, which is not within the comfort zone. And RBI has got a dual role. RBI has to handle, dollar rupee fluctuations. They also have to handle that. So they buy dollars and try to keep the rupee dollar stable. Otherwise, if the value of the dollar reduces, we will be importing inflation. So these are several factors are there. It's not easy to understand which factor will ultimately play or not. So another thing we can to look into is the gold. Gold is something which is doing really very well. Why it has happened? Gold value has increased in the world because of this stimulus. Last 4-5 months, if you see, the gold has shot up from virtually 30,000 per 10 gram to around I think it's hovering around 48 to 49,000 or 50,000 per 10 gram. So how it has happened? How suddenly the gold picture has changed? The reason is these other countries, the developed countries, were printing money and they were buying gold. Gold was being bought. and because of supply being not there, the mines were closed, the gold prices shot up. Here in India, the gold prices have reached a level which is around 50,000 rupees. And now people are thinking whether. So what another thing which has happened is very interesting. The gold which were bought during the demonetization period, if you remember, a lot of gold was bought between when Mr. Modi announced this cancellation of these 500 rupee and 1,000 rupee notes. A lot of them went to the market and bought jewelry. Now, there was an article in the newspaper that this demono gold has come to the market because they bought it at 30 or 28 or 29 and they have sold it at 50. So a lot of gold has come back. So see, black money will be there in our economy. You cannot stop black money the way the government wants. People find out ways and means to get into this issue always, because people do not want to pay tax, and that is the main issue in our country. So uh, gold prices went up because countries invested, they bought gold, and there was lesser supply, the demand went up, and institutional buying, the country buying was there, and that is why the gold prices went up. So what should you do? If you study overall, you will find out that one should remain invested in gold. That is what my recommendation would be. 5 to 10%. You have to divide your portfolio. You have to divide your portfolio into three parts. The first one would be relating to, you can keep 5 to 10%, because gold always acts as a hedge against the risk. Gold prices normally, everybody will go to gold because there's a fear of corona, and when there's a fear of inflation, everybody will try to hedge that. So keep 5 to 10% of your portfolio in the gold. And if you understand equity market, you can be 50 to 60% in your portfolio as far as equity market. If you're not very much, you do not understand what is equity market, it takes a lot of time. I still feel that I'm still learning. I'm trying to find out ways and means to understand a company. And it's very, very exciting when you study the balance sheet, when you try to understand the corporate governance issues, what is happening in a company. If you study that, you will find out so interesting. And remember, this is not going to happen in a month or 2 or 3 years. It will take 15 to 20 years. And you will have to keep on learning. Yes, what are the various ways one can understand a company? Okay, so if you see, so your investment portfolio should be 5 to 10% in gold and 50 to 60% equity. If you're not comfortable equity, go to mutual funds. That's the best route, SIP route, and stay invested. There are a lot of good funds which are there. Another thing which you can do, I would recommend, go for international, mutual. For those who are investing in the companies in US, you can think about it. There are a lot of mutual funds, distributors. IFL is one who is investing into international equities. So that one is, you diversify portfolio in such a manner that you get the benefit of different countries, you get the benefit of our country, you get the benefit of gold. Another thing which you must do, always keep some money in the debt mutual fund. Okay, you can go for low duration fund, which is giving you about 7 to 8%, because the problem is the bank's fixed deposit rates have gone down drastically. We were just checking the rates about 2-3 hours back. 5%. Fixed deposit rate 5%, savings bank rate 2.75. So why will anybody keep money there? But people keep money because they want safety, they want liquidity. That is more important. They do not want that the bank should fail, and they want that the money should be safe. So they're not bothered much about interest. Yeah, senior citizens, those who are relying only on the interest income, they will definitely suffer. So you can think of debt mutual fund also to the extent of balance 20 to 30%. Finally, I would like to tell you that you are financial advisors and you are the future wealth creators. You are guiding your investors. So be careful whatever you are investing. You are telling them to invest, because if you are investing on your own, then only tell them, because they rely on you. The trust is the major factor, which the bond which is there between you and your investor. You know that very well. I don't have to tell you. So whatever you think is the best, don't try to ensure that the person becomes more greedy, because greed is always something which has killed killed people all across, because they have become bankrupt. So don't think of taking unnecessary risk. I always say, Kanak, that we must not take so much of risk. Money is definitely there. Money is there to enjoy. Money should, because we earn through our hard work, and money should always, we should play it safe and see to it that we get return according to our risk profiles. Always try to assess the risk profile of the customers and then guide them. Remember, it's very important for you to understand that what is the risk profile. If it is an elderly person, always go more of debt fund. What I was suggesting basically for young people, but if I consider myself young, because I feel that equity market is made for me. I keep on listening to equity market and keep on learning every day. I thank you so much. I would love to have questions from your side. If you have doubts, something, you can always raise those questions. And I feel that this is the right opportune time for you to learn, because you are all, I'm seeing some youngsters there, elderly people are also there. Keep on learning every day, because it's very exciting. The stock market game is exciting. Even, handling your portfolio is also really very exciting. Thank you so much. I would love to have more questions now. Thank you.
Yeah, friends, we can have questions. I think that will be a good way to actually interact, and that's the best thing. Any questions all of you have? Sir, most of us in this group, we all are financial advisors, and when financial advisors can actually okay, so we have questions. Some of you all can type also, so that we can read. Probably that will be a better deal. Anyway, I will unmute Vikas. Please ask your questions. And sir, you can just open the chat box and you can see there the questions.
Infrastructure. Okay.
Maybe
there's one question on the infrastructure.
Sectorial things.
Yeah, sectorial things. Yeah, it's a very good point. Infrastructure is something which is which will in fact push the economy, and the government has to do a lot to ensure that they push the economy through infrastructure sector. Now, infrastructure, what all are there? Real estate, other metal companies, steel, cement is also there. So this is a sector which is expected to do well, but it takes time. It will not happen immediately, because infrastructure sector got impacted adversely during this COVID-19. So you can think about infrastructure schemes or themes, which your thematic scheme may be there. But this you can start off, because see, you must invest when nobody is buying that, buying that particular sector. But within the sector, you have to study carefully which all sectors or which all companies do not have much of debt. Go to those companies, invest in those companies which do not have much of debt. So in infrastructure sector, remember cements, steel. Okay, then you can think about real estate sector. You can think about that, but see what is the debt portion, and then think about investing in different in companies. Government has to do a lot. Government must push economy, constructing flyovers, by ensuring that the employment betters. And this is a job which the government has to do. Our expectations are much more from the government to push the economy, because unless the economy is pushed up, things will remain the way and will take a lot of time to recover.
We have next question from Vikas from Odisha.
Yes. What is the question?
Hello. Good evening, sir.
Yes.
Hello. Good evening,
yes,
sir.
Tell me.
Thank you so much for the fundamental and technical insights. My only one question: why, sir, ITC is not performing because of such a transparent management and good 16-17% of growth and cash flow, cash engine? Why this is not performing, sir? In your view,
if you see ITC, yeah. Okay, the major problem with ITC, it is in cigarette business. Okay, that is the first problem. Cigarettes have not been in favor of the any government policy. Now, if you exclude cigarettes from ITC, ITC is nothing. We were expecting that there will be a big boost because they shifted over to FMCG. Okay, now at this price of 180, ITC last virtually 4-5 years also, I don't think it has got much value. It is a defensive stock. You can buy it for dividend yield, that's all. It recently gave a dividend of 10 rupees 15 paisa, which is around 6%, which is a handsome. But now the problem with the dividend, it has now become taxable in the hands of the investors. Okay, so you can go for, if you are looking for dividend yield, you should go for some of the companies in power sector, maybe PFC, okay, maybe REC, because they give a lot of dividend. Coal India is another which used to give good dividend. But the problem is that, it is not performing well, but I would not recommend Coal India, because the country would be slowly shifting over to other forms of renewable energy. Okay, so coal is not a good prospect. If you have it, just come out and don't go for Coal India. But ITC is one you can definitely invest. It will not perform well. Don't expect humongous performance from ITC. Maybe it will go 200, 210, that's all. So I don't think because see, we are all interested in gains, in good gains. It is not giving significant gains. So I would not be, investing my money in ITC.
Sir, you have been teaching students for, I think, so many years. It's over 40 years now. And one thing is there, youth has not invested too much into mutual funds or in the stock market. They are not still there. So what is the encouragement as a financial advisors? What is that people can do so that they can reach out to the students, educate them, and so that at least this discipline can start and people can start investing maybe a smaller amount into SIP or something like that. So you have been teaching us just like students, and the things have become so clear because they are coming it from your side. So how to go about that? Do you have any idea or tips?
See, if you see the overall, we take about 4,000 MBA students, students who want to pursue management education in our 9 campuses. So overall, if you see, I'll just give you my sample size. In a sample size of 250, hardly 10% are interested in stock market, equity market, because they come from conservative family, business family, and though they don't believe, but though some of the students, they believe that yes, they should be into mutual funds. They are trading regularly into equity market also, because they have got these app of various companies. They're doing it directly from the classes. They are doing that. Okay, we also try to educate the students. Now, one way to connect with these students is that you can conduct several programs in various business schools, so that awareness comes over. In last 10 to 20 years, I've seen that awareness is lacking. Because what is happening see, we are all risk averse. We do not want to think about stock market. But general feeling which has been given is stock market is a gambling den. Okay, but if you invest in stock market carefully and regularly, and if you see the compounding growth in 15 to 20 years, you have to have a lot of patience. You invest in companies, you invest in good stories, and don't come out of that. Okay, one example I will give you is Dr. Reddy. If you see the growth which has happened suddenly, because that news which has come is it is tying up with Russia for a vaccine, that has been a positive news. But now is the time when it has got such a good growth from a price of around 1800, which was there about a year and a half back. It has just come to 5,000 plus. So if you invest in good stories, remember, stay invested for longer term. Another thing which you can do is look into those companies which are maybe the mining sector, which is alkyl amines. You see the stock price, why it has gone up, because it has got a small equity. So if it has got a small equity, the supply of the equity will be very less. That way, I look into these companies where good stories are there. And if you see the price, price will become costlier day by day. So what happens in the equity market, this pricey stocks, will not be bought by, nobody will think of buying a 8,000 rupee, GM Toffler. You can see there's some companies which are really very good. If you look into the stories and listen to, some people who are investing in these, international funds, they are investing in certain companies and they do a lot of studies. So you can invest in few lots in these companies and try to benefit out of it.
Mr. Bhushan Mahajan is asking your views on IT sector, and another question is on how retired people, what do you suggest as far as mutual fund is concerned?
Yeah, IT sector, I think it's a sector which is going to grow further. IT sector, the best part is they are all cash rich. If you see the balance sheet, they have got 25,000 crores in their balance sheet, 25,000 crores of cash. And they do not know what to do because their earnings are always very high. If everybody was saying that IT sector will not perform well, but I was against that. IT sector is going to do well, particularly the mid-size IT companies will continue to do well. Why I'm saying this? Because this IT sector is not impacted by our Indian economy. They get impacted by the developed markets, because US market they're selling softwares to US, Europe, and other countries, so they don't get impacted by negative GDP of our country. They get impacted if the world does not perform. US market does not perform. If you see, US market is performed significantly. If you see, the emerging markets have performed, because one reason which you should know, that dollar is weakening against currency, other currencies. Because of that, money is being pumped in by FIs because they have to invest less. If dollar strengthens there and Indian rupees 73 or 72 like that, so they will invest here and they will get the benefit, and they can sell it when it depreciates. So you have to understand this, that dollar index is something which you have to look into. It's all about the dollar index story, because as I told you, US controls 20 to 25% of the world economy. So IT sector is definitely going to do well. Stay invested if you are there. Take the compounding growth, from these sectors, particularly mid-sized companies who are going to do well. HCL Tech is one of my favorite choice. Then Infosys, TCS, Tata Elxsi is another one of my favorite choice. And I've been investing for more than 10 years in these companies. Any other? There was one more question, Kanak.
Retired.
Yeah, retired. For retired, I would suggest that you can go for mutual funds. Okay, go for SIP route if you can. If you feel that yes, you can invest small amounts there, and best is to stick over to debt funds, which give you 7 to 8%. I was talking to Saurabh that day. He was recommending, because I had to invest some in debt fund. So he had recommended Kotak low duration fund, which gives you around, which is quite safe, I think. Go for good company, which is good funds which are backed by strong organization like SDFC. SDFC is a strong organization. Whatever, if there's a case against SDFC, there's a class suit against SDFC because of some reason, that's okay. Don't worry about that. SDFC Bank and subsidiaries, SDFC Life, SDFC MC, I think they are worth investing at any point of time. So invest in those stories where the backup is very good. It has to be sound backup, because the companies, these banks will never fail. Because I'll tell you why these banks will not fail. I did a study, and when I was doing a study, I found out why these private sector banks NPAs are less. There's very, Kanak is very interesting, to know that why, though the private sectors have not performed. If you see the stock market, Axis Bank, ICICI Bank, SDFC Bank, they're muted because they're waiting for the economy to recover. Unless the economy recovers, their price will not be there. But why their NPAs are so low? So I did a study. And when I studied their portfolio, I was amazed that they are investing into, they are giving loans to the retail sector only. Their corporate book is very small as compared to public sector banks. Public sector banks have, given loans to the corporate sector, and there the problem is. Here they are focused on the retail sector. Internationally, if you see Japan, if you see other countries, big banks, they focus on retail sector, because retail sector, if you give retail loans, what happens? Your risk is much less. It is spread out among so many people. You have diversified your risk. So the chances of everybody defaulting, the probability of default in all these customers defaulting at a time is very low. And in this period, when SDFC Bank officials were there in our campus to give a talk, I asked them, why SDFC? I mean, can you tell me the secret sauce? Why SDFC, the NPA is so low? He told me, so we are investing into retail sector only. And what we do is, we have to increase our portfolio. We are giving them further loan, because now they're into digital lending. So when digital lending is there, they ask for personal loan, they ask for car loan. We give them immediately on spot. So once the focus is on the retail sector, remember your NPA will always be lower. Public sector banks, because they have got social responsibility, they have to lend in the rural sector, they have to lend to corporate sector, and that is why their NPAs are very high, and they will be into problem. So for me, PSBs, public sector banks are big no now. Yes, any other question?
Dr. Ajay, I have a question.
Yes,
that's
yes,
Aloke. So, of course, you mentioned and you gave us your very valuable opinion about what's going on and overall economy and all. I want to ask something very different at a very individual level. You're also an investor. So when all of this was going on, what was really playing on in your mind, and how did you look at your own portfolio?
Yeah, that's an interesting question, because my portfolio had gone down by 30%. Okay, so see, and at that point of time, I average it out. Okay, I thought that the market is now dirt cheap. Okay, so what you have to do, you have to, as I told you right at the very beginning, you should focus on those companies who are cash rich, whose debt is very low, always. and these companies will always do well. Okay, even if you have invested in Nestle, or you would have invested in companies like, I would not say ITC, you would have invested in companies which have got low debt and cash rich companies, you will never be the loser. Okay, so that was a difficult period. I know psychologically we were all down because the market went down to 7,500. We were really struggling, but we had to have patience, because I've been in the market for virtually, you can say, I told you, 30 years. I've seen ups and downs. So you have to have a lot of patience. Don't give up your patience, and always stick to good companies, cash rich companies, debt low companies, and who got good corporate governance. They do not. Another stock which I recently, at around 140, I invested was Z Entertainment, because I thought for bad times Z Entertainment is over. Now the Z is going to do well. So I studied that and said, let me invest something in Z Entertainment. And because we are going to, the TV programs are going to start, they are also on the OTT platform. So study indicated that Z, your Sun TV will all do well. So I invested some money in the Z and the Sun TVs. Okay. Thank you, Alok. It was
Thank
really a
you.
nice question. Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Ajay.
Yes, yes. Thank you. Yes.
Do we have any further questions?
Yeah, I then request Mr. Manesh Thakur from Axis Mutual Fund to please give vote of thanks and please share a few words. Yeah, Manesh, you are there.
Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Good evening, doctor. It was a pleasure hearing you. Of course, I've been lucky to hear you earlier also when we did our training on Beyond Bond Basics. You were very kind enough to come and address the entire fraternity at that point of time. We have been privileged to be associated with you for launching that program, and thank you so much for all your support. I think today what you shared with the entire team and group out here is very, very invaluable. While we keep hearing about a lot of things in theory, I think what you really shared is very simple but realistic, experience that you've probably gathered over 30 years. And it's very rarely that you people are so very open in terms of sharing their experience, and that also in a manner which is so very simple. And if you look at it, a lot of things which are there is very, very relevant, especially when it comes to investments. I don't have to tell, because the team out here, the group out here have been advisors themselves. All of them have been, for the last 15, 20 years. Things like being patient, things like being realistic, understanding investors' expectations, risk profile. I think all this is something that we've learned in a hard way in the last 20 to 25 years. But it's very heartening to hear these same words from you, and kind of reconfirm in the sense what advisors are expected to do. I think the last 30 odd minutes that you spent, I think there were a lot of words of wisdom. And I'm sure that even if there is 3 or 4 things, I mean, I have made a list of at least 4 or 5 things which you spoke about. But I think even 3 or 4 things, if we had just picked up from what you had mentioned, when it comes to, investing in equities, not ignoring debt, which normally investors do, especially given the fact the experience that has happened the last year and a half on the fixed income side, asset allocation, understanding risk profile, and more importantly, I think educating investors. And one of the things which I remember you mentioning last time is that since you come from a learning academy, I think as advisors we should always look at upskilling ourselves, and learning is a constant process. So, sir, we really thank you so much. It's a pleasure and honor to have you here today, and I'm sure there'll be many more opportunities where you will continue to share, your experience and words of wisdom. Thank you so much. Truly appreciate.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and there is a program called Bond Beyond Basics, which Axis Mutual Fund is organizing, and ICFI Business School and SSL Academy has partnered, and it's a program. I think there is another batch which is getting started on 28th of September. So maybe all of you can just connect with your RMs. I think the next batch will be starting soon. And it is again a beautiful program with the knowledge and the partnering ICFI Business School and about bonds and about debt markets. So all those people who have not done, you can actually consider that. So thank you, Manesh, for taking up this program to the advisor community, and thank you, ICFI Business School, also for initiating and giving the knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanak.
Thank you. So over to you, Alok. Sir, we have.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there was a question for Manesh. I guess. How you think Indian and global economy challenges in next 1 to 3 years? I suppose was for Manesh.
To Manesh, I think the question was about, can we call ourselves as an advisor, or it has to be an MFD?
Yeah, both the questions came back to back. So I don't know if Manesh wants to take it up. All right. So on that note, we really thank Dr. Ajay to share his valuable insights. And that makes us move over to the next part of this evening, which is a very interesting panel discussion that is coming up now. The topic is Your Strength is Your Way to Success, which would be chaired
Manesh,
by...
you are unmuted, Manesh. So now
Is Manesh here?
Yeah, he's there. So he was.
Okay.
Manesh, hi.
Hi, Alok.
Good to have you here.
You're looking leaner and even more younger, except for the little bit of gray hair.
Thank you. That's the pandemic. That's the pandemic impact.
I guess that's with everybody.
So there's a question for you, Manesh, quickly. If you would like to take it up. Somebody has asked if we can call ourselves advisors now or only MFDs.
I guess you guys know it better than I do. If you ask me about the manufacturing part, probably I'm in a better position to really talk about. But I think the simple take on this is depending upon what your business model is going to be. If you think that advice is something which is something that you would essentially be offering to your clients, and that is your USP, then I think obviously the RIA route or the advisory route would be a preferred option. But I think if you just want to simply be into offering solutions, keep it absolutely simple. I think most of my guesses when I speak to a lot of people in the industry, most of them are preferring the MFD. So it really depends on every individual. Of course, the regulations are there in front of you. You'd have to see what is your kind of client base, what is your proposition that you essentially offering clients. And of course, more importantly, there are regulations around it. So you have to ensure that you essentially keep that in mind when you're an advisor. So it's no longer simple, straightforward. I think people will have to keep looking at it very closely as they move forward. But I think the time has come where clearly you have to take the call that you either then do pure advisory, or then you essentially do what you call as mutual fund distribution. So there's no simple answer to it, but what I hear from a lot of people is that most of them essentially are preferring through the MFD route, and the reason for that is I think advisory people are yet questioning how they'll charge clients. It's slightly more complex. People have doubts whether clients will essentially pay for advice. So I think there are a lot of things around it, and Alok, that's the best reply I can essentially give to the friends out here.
Thank you, Manish. I think still, a lot of figuring out to be done on the ground, and advisors, distributors, MFDs, whatever we call them, they know best how to handle it on the ground. So over to them. Thank you so much, Manish. And that makes us move forward to today's evening. Very interesting panel discussion, which is going to be around your strength is your way to success. And during all this pandemic, all the webinars that I have attended, I've consistently been hearing it's all about you. So, how you look at things, how you look at your customers, how you look at your business. And, but it's obvious that, this whole conversation has to be about your strength. So the topic being your strength is your way to success. And I would like to invite on panel Mr. VIshal Avasthi, Mr. Aajay Bheell, Bhushan Mahajan ji from Pune, Jayant Yewale ji, and Mr. Prasad. And interestingly, the session is going to be moderated by none other than Kanak. So can we have everybody here?
Yes.
All right, Kanak, over to you.
Just a second, we will have all of them there on the screen. And
Mr. Vishal, Mr. Ajay, Mr. Bhushan, Mr. Jayant, and Mr. Prasad.
Ajay.
I think they're all there, but
Yeah, they are all coming one by one. They're all there.
yeah, how?
Next is Vishal.
Yes, sir. I'm already here.
Yes, sir.
All right. So we all are here. Everybody in.
Great.
Over to you, Kanak. And I'm going to go on mute for a while.
Thanks, Alok.
Yeah. So, welcome Bhushan ji, Jain, Prasad, the dynamic team of FIFA Pune. So today's special is about Pune IFA Association, and I will also request them to talk about their association also while we are talking. And we have a volatility coach Aajay Bheell from Kolkata and VIshal Avasthi from Jalandhar. Now today is something we are actually starting a series, and these five gentlemen are actually doing the inaugural of that series. So the idea was to talk about the strength. See, all of us are blessed with something or the other as a financial advisor, and we all, if we can use that particular strength what we have, I think the business can go up and everything in life will actually fall in place because we are working on our strength. So all these gentlemen have something in common, and that is that they all have really worked on their strength, and because of that they have achieved the ladder of success and whatever they have got in their life. So first of all, I will just request everyone to just give a small introduction about themselves, uh, and then we will be talking about their strength and then their strategy, how they are using that strength in their business. Okay, so this is how we will go about it. So we can start with, let's start with our senior most person, Bhushan Mahajan ji first.
Oh. Well, thank you, Kanakji. It has been, I mean, we have to really thank you for organizing so many things and a great initiative you had. And I believe you have a special affection for FIFA. So thank you again for that. Briefly, I have been in this field of stock markets. I'm extremely passionate about stocks, and for almost last 3 decades. And in IFA profession, whether we call ourselves advisors or MFDs or whatever, but we have been in this profession for last 20 years. I have been, working on various social platforms, working with Pune Stock Exchange. I was nominated as president there. In fact, we also had this wonderful FIFA association, which I was instrumental as one of the founder members to initiate the starting process. And now we have varied interests in equity research, equity broking, mutual fund distribution, and also in bonds. We also do a lot of work in bonds. I have a lot of interest in having some skills in writing. So a lot of interest in writing some regular columns for local newspapers and weeklies. Well, that is as brief as it can be. Thank you.
Yeah, I will come to that writing skills and all. I will have some specific questions on that because I have been also reading that. So let's come to Vishal. And Vishal is from Jalandhar, and the speciality about Vishal is he is into cycling. Huh? If you are a Facebook friend with Vishal, you will see there is one post every day related to his cycling, which he has done either 50 kilometers or 100 kilometers. Every Saturday, he is on his cycle for 100 kilometers, and every weekday there is like 30, 40 kilometers he's there, and he has created a group. And because of that, I think Obviously, he's having the strongest lungs in all of us. And today, we all know how important it is to have a strong lungs. So the idea is, this is his interest, and how actually, can you tell about your interest, and then we will come about the business part. How did it all started, and why you are into this cycling part?
Definitely, Kanak sir. Kanak sir, first of all, thank you for providing such a beautiful platform to share my, to rip open my heart in front of my own fellows. So, about a year back, I started cycling. Before that, I have been playing badminton for the last 12 years. But cycling, I never thought of. And I was also a guy just like other people, that I had to go to the market that is just around 100 meters away from my home, and I will opt for an Activa. And I won't kickstart it. I will self-start it. So one of our friends just called me, and he asked me, do you have a cycle? And I replied, yes, my son bought a cycle 4 years back, which he too used only just for a month or so. After that, he opted for a school bus, but the cycle was there. It was standing just in the open, weathering all the sunshine and rain. So the parts were rusted. So when my friend asked, that day I oiled it, and we just started a group. And first day they gave a call that we have to go a destination that was just 9 kilometers away. And all of us were, oh, how will we do the 9 kilometers? But when we started the group, and in the company of my friends, we covered it very easily. And from that day onwards, we gradually kept on increasing the distance. And today, on an average, I do 30 to 40 kilometers daily. And on weekends, either on Saturday or Sunday, we do 100 kilometers. It was a dream come true. And it has certainly helped in my business as well. Because whatever field of life we are in, the same principle applies. Just step into it, keep taking small little steps. Small little steps are the beginning of a 1,000 miles of journey. That's all.
Great, Vishal. We will come to the connect with the business also. Next, let's come to Jayant again. Jayant is a technical guy, tech guy, not technical. He's from technology sector. I think Pathak sir was telling that IT will be doing extremely well. So with a background and with so much of knowledge as far as technology is concerned and tech is concerned, what was so special and what was so unique about you, Jayant? Please share that, and then we will come about how did you connect the same thing in your business and that you have used your strength.
Hi, good evening. Thank you, Kanak, for giving me this opportunity to be here today. I am Jayant Yewale. I'm a mutual fund distributor from Pune. Just like Bhushan sir, I also share the passion for equity markets. That is why I am in this business. And I've been in this business for last 6 years. But our family has been into this particular area, financial advisory area, for the last 43 years now. And that is also one of our unique selling points. So see, technology is there as an enabler, and we are an 100% online business now. But today I'm going to speak about NRI clients and how I have converted that as my success story for me. So that is something that I would like to share with this group as we progress.
Oh, really look forward to that, Jayant. Next, I have Mr. Aajay Bheell. He is from Kolkata, and he is also a volatility coach and a very good storyteller. Okay, so his passion about organizing things, telling stories to his clients. So, and there are so many things. So, Ajay, please tell about yourself a little bit more.
Yeah. नमस्कार कनक भैया, नमस्कार आप सबको यहाँ पे। मेरा नाम अजय है और मैं कलकत्ता से बिलोंग करता हूँ। आई एम ए सर्टिफाइड फाइनेंशियल प्लानर। इस इंडस्ट्री में लास्ट 15 सालों से हूँ। स्टार्ट मैंने सेल्स से किया था। एक बहुत अच्छा एग्जांपल देते हैं हम सेल्स में। स्टार्टिंग में थ्रो द मड ऑन द वॉल। आप लगातार सबसे मिलते रहो, मट्टी दीवार पे फेंको, कुछ ना कुछ तो मिट्टी चिपकेगी। उस कंसेप्ट से मैंने अपना करियर स्टार्ट किया था। उसके बाद slowly and casually I start to make some strategies and I understand कि my strength, जो कनक भारतम बोलते हैं, focus on your strength. My strength is storytelling and networking. I just focus on those my strengths, and that helped me to grow my business. And the best part is that helped me to make myself more free. जैसे जैसे मैं business grow करता जा रहा, वैसे वैसे मेरा freedom बढ़ता जा रहा है. That's the beauty of the working on my own strength. और जैसे कनक जी आगे सक्सेस स्टोरी के बारे में बात करेंगे, then I will share my few stories कि कैसे simplicity आपको ज्यादा power देती है. तो I'm a strong believer of the clarity and simplicity. Thank you, Kanak bhaiya.
So we will be really interested in knowing the story and how you actually tell story in the simplest of its form, and you convert your prospects into clients and your clients into your bigger clients. So good, that's it. And now we have Prasad Samgam again from Pune. The specialty is he is a hardcore financial planner. Okay, why I hardcore? See, all of us are doing financial planning in some or other way, but that is so special about him, and he has made his uniqueness, his strength as just making a financial plan. How we all can actually beautifully do this particular part and actually influence a client and actually ensure that he remains with us. I think Prasad, please talk about your strength.
Thank you, Kanakji. It is thank you very much for providing me this platform to share my views. I started my career in 1991 as a share broker, and as Dr. Ajay ji said, there were lots of ups and downs. So I saw a lot of negativity also, but learned a lot of good things which are helping me now. Because whatever losses I saw in that period, I am now thinking that those losses should not come to the customer. But due to losses, I have to forcefully work to go for a service. So I worked in Tata Motors for around 10 years. Thereafter, I started as a LIC agency, and it was very difficult to sell a LIC policy without any knowledge. But there also, I completed around 10 years. I completed MDRT, and in 2007, I started with mutual funds because I thought that we should give whatever the customer wants, not we should give what I want. So there we started with mutual fund and all the other financial products. And now I am having around 1,000+ families which are happy. And I'm happy to share that I have given lots of money for these children's education, marriages and retirements. So I've got a lot of happy customer base with me. And मुझे वही लगता है कि बाबा कस्टमर को जो चाहिए वो दे दो, हमको जो चाहिए वो मिल जाता है.
Extremely useful and absolutely correct. I think that's the key. Extra customer को जो चाहिए दे दो, हमें जो चाहिए वो automatically मिल जाएगा. I think that should be the tagline for today's session. Good, Prasad. Coming back to Bhushan sir. Bhushan ji is one of the most respected financial advisors, and in the association, he is the senior most founder member. But no, I was little. I am influenced with Bhushan ji for so many years. But no, one thing which he keeps sharing with me, and really I like that, is the bulletin which he is coming up with. He is having an immense knowledge of as far as equity, broking, and all this thing is concerned for so many years now, which his company is doing. But I would like to know, since you have started this bulletin, is how this bulletin is helping you to ensure that your customers are more happy with you, or are they sharing this bulletin with others, or something has happened different, something has happened unique, or like it's just like a normal bulletin?
I'll tell you. Thank you. Bulletin itself was a byproduct of this lockdown, because in lockdown we were all forced to be at our homes, and we said let's do something which will connect us with our clients, because even though the offices were closed and everyone did not contact us regularly, so we borrowed the idea of Zoom webinar and we had a webinar. And then I realized that this pandemic, even though the market has crashed, there could be some pockets of the market which were really very, very interesting. And the only way I can connect not only with the clients, but also with outsiders was probably through a bulletin. So I had a wonderful team. We still have a wonderful team. And so we had a designer in the office. We had a cartoonist in our own team. Our equity dealer is a wonderful cartoonist. So we used to give him ideas. He used to make cartoon, or sometimes we used to copy. And I had that urge, catharsis, you say, of writing about what is happening in the stock markets and giving your own opinion. Frankly, हमें दिन रात इतना वेबिनार से परेशान किया जाता है, I would say that whatever knowledge we acquire, sometimes we feel that अरे भाई बहुत हो गया, अभी ये तो मालूम है हमें, अभी और बोलिए कुछ नया. So, but I said, let's try to bring my social network into some business contact. That is how I started this idea of vitamin M. Initially, we said it should not be a marketing material, and we still feel that it will not be a marketing material. It will be something which will connect me in good faith and good trust with even outsiders. And that has brought immense value to my business. Not only my clients get more convinced about our investment ideas, because every week we have one investment pick. I don't mind sharing my magazine with or newsletter with all my IFA friends also, because they can also use whatever we write about mutual funds, etc. We do a lot of research. काफी मेहनत करते हैं हम लोग उसमें, और 1-2 दिन उसमें चले जाते हैं, लेकिन we love it. और उससे ऐसा हुआ कि जिनसे कोई भी हमें उम्मीद नहीं थी, ऐसे काफी लोग, friends of friends whom I didn't know that they have received this bulletin, they used to phone me saying कि sir, in fact my number is not there, so they used to phone my people who would give my number, and they used to say कि sir हमें कुछ करना है आपके साथ में, ये बहुत ही बढ़िया आप लोग लिखते हो, बहुत अच्छा काम करते हो. And that is how एक आदमी जुड़ता गया, कारवा बनता गया. So I am very happy that it really worked, to our favor finally as a business.
How did you come up with that name? Name of your
that has been one of our. See, I was wondering every time, all our financial news is very cliched. It has a very cliched title. In Marathi, here, when in Maharashtra, in Pune, when we write, the name of the column is either Artha Vishesh, Artha Niti, Artha Bhar, Artha Purna, Artha Bodh, something like that. So I didn't want that Artha there. I thought, like normal vitamins are there for your health, there should be vitamin M for your wealth. So that is why the title is Vitamin M. And it was very well appreciated. In fact, a very local journal here in Pune, Sakal, they have given me the mandate to write in their weekly one column with the same name, Vitamin M. In fact, the first issue was out today, and every Saturday it comes out. I'll be sharing it with my IFA friends also. Only problem is it comes 1 week late. So all the news which is so hot when we write it becomes stale by the time it reaches the client after 8 days. So that is why we try to publish it on a Sunday, so that Monday morning it is in his hands. So Vitamin M was a name which was just coined, and we are known by that now.
Vitamin M or vitamin money? Vitamin for money. So actually, my dear friends, the whole message here is, if you are writing a bulletin or if you have a blog which is writing, consistently share it and spread it, so that media houses actually will approach you, so that you can write in there as a column, as Mr. Bhushan is doing. So I think this is an opportunity, and this is a learning, and this is a lesson which is for all of us. We all can do that, and we know that more we can spread ourselves, I think this can actually become very, very big. So this is the message which I thought that all of us should learn something from our own fraternity. Something is happening everywhere with all of us. But the only thing is, if we can just pick up one idea and we can use that same thing in our business. Coming back to Vishal again, how this cycle group, which you see, I'm only focusing only on one topic. Maybe you can talk something other also. But Vishal, this whole cycle group, are they your clients, or they are just your friends, or they have become your client, or were they your client? Something you tell about. Are you doing something as far as your financial advisory business, something with them, or anything associated with them?
Actually, sir, this group was started by one of my IFA friends.
Okay.
So initially we decided that we will confine it only to financial advisors only.
Okay.
But gradually a few of AMC guys and a few other friends who were working with some insurance company, etc., they contacted us to join, and they expressed their interest to join our group. So we decided that we will expand it to financial sector, but
okay,
only the employees.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. So now your post is being seen by so many people. Obviously, your investors are looking at it.
Yes. I'm
so
coming to that, sir.
What they talk about and how they are influenced with this.
Yes, sir. That's I am coming to. Actually, this activity, when I post on the Facebook, first of all, I got an opportunity to connect to even those clients who were dormant, who were not active for quite a long period. They called me and they said, "Sir, wow, you are doing 30 kilometers, 40 kilometers daily." And they wanted to connect with me. They wanted some guidance because during the lockdown, gyms were closed. So people resorted to these activities like badminton and cycling, etc. So in Jalandhar, uh, even the entire families are now cycling. So a few of my clients called me that can we join your group? So I never said them that you can't join our group, because I know that it is very difficult to, it is easy to join a group, but very difficult to continue for a longer period. So I always tell them, yes, yes, you can join us. And this is our meeting point daily at 5:25 a.m. in the morning. A few of them, oh, 5:25 a.m. in the morning. No, I will cycle at my own. When I get up, then I will go for the cycling. And many of them just needed my advice on what kind of cycle to buy and how to start with, what kind of clothing is required, from where to buy, and all these things. And those who were already my clients, they also appreciated it. And my another image was portrayed before them, that a person who has inner strength in whatever field he works, he doesn't have to prove anything else. That's the way the things are going. Thank you, sir.
This is amazing, I think. See, just by doing and living your passion, something which you are enjoying, it can be cycling, nothing to do with financial planning or distribution of mutual fund. But see, still your clients have actually got a different image about you, a different trust factor has gone up, a level of confidence has gone up, and so many things happen. So, my dear friends, at any point of time, if we just do what we really love to do, things will be helped, and there will be a lot of help which is going to come in our own business. So this is what is there. And again, coming back to Jayant, Jayant also, I think, please tell your story, how you have used the technology, the learning, and how this is converting it to your business right now.
Hi. So thank you, Kanak. I am going to speak on NRI clients, and hopefully IFA fraternity will pick up some good bits from that. So my business is structured in such a way that most of my clients come from Pradikaran area, and or they are NRI clients. So Pradikaran is a small suburb in Pune, but it's a affluent suburb. And this actually works for us because we can be much more efficient. We don't want to be spread thin and wide. On NRI clients, see, you have to remember that clients from different countries have different aspirations and goals. For example, we have lived in the UK, we have many friends in the UK, but we don't have many clients in the UK. A typical Indian, when he goes to UK, he will work there for a couple of years, and then he would want to buy a house there locally. After a few years, he would want to buy a bigger house there. So investing into Indian mutual funds is actually not a priority for them. So we had to identify the right countries from where we could get, a good investment. And we identified Qatar as a good potential country. Why Qatar? First of all, Qatar is one of the richest countries in the world as per capita income. They don't have a lot of investment options locally as people in other countries like Dubai or US or UK might have. So they don't have a lot of investment options. And most of the Qatar NRIs at some point will come back to India. So it makes a lot more sense for them to start building an investment corpus here in India. And again, mutual funds gives them a very good option to do that. So luckily, I had a friend in Qatar from my college days. He became my first client. And I was not shy of asking for references from my friend. He obliged. I actually have visited Qatar, and I'm very happy to say that we have a sizable number of clients in Qatar now, and very happy to share that they are all very sticky clients. They are not the clients, you know, who would want to exit into direct stocks. They will stick with us. See, as I said in my introduction, we are a family business, a 43-year-old consultancy business, financial advisory business. A number of our clients have been with us for last 3-4 generations, and that is what we believe in our new clients as well, that we want to, you know, have a very long-term relationship with them, because that is how we will make money from for our clients. And I think, as Prasad has mentioned earlier, if you take care of your clients, then rest of the things fall in place. So I just wanted to share that, yes, we actually have NRI investors in 18 countries now, but I wanted to share that we want to focus within those 18 countries as well. We want to focus on particular countries from where we could get, you know, maximum inputs.
So friends, the clue which you all get, you have a choice. Huh? As an advisor, now you have a choice at where you want to do business. Out of 18, if you want to focus on 5, you can do it with 5. If you want to do it on 10, you can do it out of 10. And other good thing is what he is actually, he is telling that we have a sticky client. Huh? So it's not important in today's era. They have been doing this for quite some time, but again, today it is again proved that even without meeting, as long as you are serving and if you are doing your work passionately and doing it well, even if somebody is in Qatar or maybe in some other country, without even physical meeting, I think things are possible, and that's what they have done. So this is really, really amazing. I think we should invite Jayant sometime again to you, so that you explain a little more in depth, because this is really, really interesting, and this is something which is expected by everyone to do, and everybody would like to have something like that. Okay, that's amazing. Coming to Ajay. Ajay, you are you tell that you are a storyteller, and I have seen you also creating a lot of stories or a lot of things from nothing, or maybe something which is very, very ordinary. So now just share us how this story, or sharing this concept of story, you have ensured that that client has become yours, or client is उस क्लाइंट ने आपके संग ज्यादा निवेश किया है, ज्यादा इन्वेस्ट किया है, या क्या ऐसी चीज हुई, क्या अच्छा या क्या बुरा, whatever has happened because of this particular skill, and how we all can develop that. That's also important.
कनक भैया, थैंक यू फॉर दिस प्लेटफॉर्म, जहाँ आपने मुझे मौका दिया अपने आप को शेयर करने का. सो मेरी सारी बातें बहुत सिंपल होगी, जो रोजमर्रा में हम अपने दोस्त से या अपने पापा मम्मी से जैसे बात करते हैं, बिकॉज आई एम द स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीवर कि जो क्लाइंट पैसा बनाता है उसको बहुत पता होता है. एंड आई एम द स्ट्रॉन्ग बिलीवर ऑल्सो, क्लाइंट मुझे जो पैसा देता है वो कमाने के लिए नहीं देता है. ही डोंट वांट अ रिटर्न ऑन माय मनी. वो ये बोलता है, मेकिंग 5 crore 10 crore रुपीज अ ईयर एंड आई एम पार्किंग सम मनी टू यू. मैं कुछ पैसे तुमको दे रहा हूँ अपने पार्ट ऑफ मनी, क्योंकि मुझे कुछ गोल अचीव करने. सो टेक केयर अबाउट माय मनी. और पहले मीटिंग में मैं क्लियर करता हूँ इन्फ्लेशन को कैसे बीट करना है. तो अपना टारगेट भी ये पहले सेट कर लेते हैं, इन्फ्लेशन प्लस 1 या 2% एक्स्ट्रा रिटर्न. एक्सपेक्टेशन मैनेजमेंट जिसको अपने टेक्निकल भाषाएं बोलते हैं, वो पहले अपने कर लेते हैं. तो मैं मान रहा हूँ कि अब ये काम अपने सभी करते हैं, तो मैं उसके आगे की बात करता हूँ. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, एक क्लाइंट को इक्विटी समझ में नहीं आता था, एंड यू ऑलवेज लुक फॉर द, यार नहीं पैसे एकदम ऐसे होने चाहिए कि कभी माइनस नहीं हो, प्लस हरदम प्लस रहे, चाहे कमी भरे. तो जस्ट शेयर अ स्टोरी विथ हिम कि सर एक चीज बताइए मुझे कि आपके घर में ही इज अराउंड 50. तो मैं इनको पीछे ले गया कि अपने बचपन में याद किए, सर आपके दो तीनों बच्चे हैं, उसमें से मान लीजिए एक बच्चा बहुत अच्छा, बहुत सीधा साधा होता है, कोना सोफा में बैठता है, टीवी देखता रहता है सिर्फ. और एक बच्चा थोड़ा सा नोटी होता है, दिन भर यहाँ भागता, कभी सामान गिराता, कभी कुछ करता, कभी डिमांड करता, कुछ करता. दोनों में से कौन सा ज्यादा पसंद होता आपको? तो क्लाइंट ने बोला यार दोनों बच्चे अच्छे, लेकिन जो नोटी होता है ना उसके कारण घर में लाइफ रहता है. ठीक है, ये आप भी मानेंगे कनक भैया, जो बच्चा थोड़ा नोटी होता है उससे घर में लाइफ होता है. जो बच्चा बहुत सीधा होता है वो अच्छा लगता है, पर लाइफ टाइप का नहीं होता है. तो मैं बोला कि सर देखिए, जो लाइफ होता है ना, वही आपको महसूस कराता है कि आप ग्रो कर रहे हैं. तो इक्विटी आपका वो बच्चा जो नोटी है थोड़ा, वो आपकी बातें नहीं मानता, वो अपने हिसाब से चलता ऊपर नीचे, पर उसी का मजा रहता है जिंदगी में. और जो सीधा साधा बच्चा होता है ना, कोना में बैठा है, वो आपके, आप बोलो बेटा गिलास पानी ला दो मुझे, वो ला देगा, वो डिमांड नहीं करता, सब वो डेट फंड होता है आपका. वो बेचारा कुछ नहीं बोलता है, वो बोलता मुझे पैसे लगा दो सर, मैं आपको 5% 7% देता रहूंगा, इकोनॉमी ऊपर जाए इकोनॉमी नीचे जाए मुझे मतलब नहीं है। ये नोटी बच्चा बोलता है कि इकोनॉमी भागेगी ना पापा तो मैं उसके आगे भागूंगा, तो डेट विल हेल्प यू टू ग्रो द मनी। नाउ चॉइस इज योर सर, आपको क्या करना, नोटी बच्चा चाहिए और वैसे फैमिली तो कंप्लीट करनी होती है हमें, जैसा हुई कन्विंस एंड गिव मी द मनी। एंड एक स्टोरी और है सर कनक भैया, एंड जैसे रियल स्टोरी जो अभी दिसंबर 19 में मेरे साथ हुआ था प्री कोविड, जब मैं दिल्ली अपने क्लाइंट से मिलने गया था, एंड दिस ए वेरी ब्यूटीफुल स्टोरी। मैं क्लाइंट से मिलने उसके घर पे गया एंड सडनली आई सी कि उसके 15 दोस्त घर पे आए हुए हैं, तो आई गॉट सरप्राइज कि मेरे को उससे पोर्टफोलियो रिव्यू डिस्कशन करना था एंड उसके 15 दोस्त भी घर पे है। तो मैं उससे पूछा ये अपना सेशन का बात नहीं था, तो एंड ही इज इनटू वन फार्मा कंपनी, अच्छे बिग पोस्ट में हो। तो बोला अजय जी बात हो रही थी, तो मैंने कहा कि मैं कलकत्ता से एडवाइजर आ रहे हैं, तो इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चन यू कैन कम एंड आस्क विथ हिम। एंड आई गेट नर्वस कि आई एम नॉट प्रिपेयर एंड दिस द पीपल विल कम। तो मैंने कहा ठीक है यार, देन आई टू फॉलो द रूल, बी अ सिंप्लिसिटी। आई टेक आउट माय नोटपैड एंड पेन एंड आई आस्क द माय क्लाइंट कि सर if you help me out with whiteboard if you have, otherwise I have to make the pen paper, और इतने लोगों के बीच में तो एक्सप्लेन नहीं कर पाऊंगा। then he give me the board whiteboard, luckily he have कोई children, then I explain the simple concept to him कि सर अच्छा उससे पहले जब मैंने बाकी दोस्तों से उनके बात की कि क्या क्वेश्चन आपके नहीं है, तो मोस्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन 95% ऑफ क्वेश्चन सिर्फ 2-3 चीजों के ऊपर था। कौन सा म्यूचुअल फंड सही है, कौन सा म्यूचुअल फंड बेस्ट है, सर मैंने इस फंड में SIP चालू की है सही है या मैं फंड चेंज कर लूं, सर 2 साल से SIP चली कोई रिटर्न नहीं आ रहा तो मैं दूसरे फंड में ट्रांसफर कर लूं, मैंने इस ऐप से SIP की थी, आई फॉरगेट शायद ग्रो ऐप, ऐसे कुछ ऐप का नाम लिया उन्होंने। अच्छा दूसरा कि सर आपका कौन सा ऐप है, ऐसे सर मैं यहाँ पे इन्वेस्टमेंट लेने आया हूँ, पोर्टफोलियो रिव्यू डिस्कस करना था, सो वी जस्ट टेक अ नॉर्मल कन्वर्सेशन विद ईच अदर, सो यू आस्क द क्वेरी, मैं अपने सिर्फ कंसेप्ट शेयर करता हूँ। दैट्स व्हाई आई क्रिएट शेयर वन कंसेप्ट, प्री फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग एंड पोस्ट फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग। आई शेयर देम कि सर आपको यहाँ से कलकत्ता से मान लो दिल्ली से जयपुर जाना है, तो आपके पास ऑप्शन है, 4 घंटा लगते हैं, अब आपके पास ऑप्शन, आप लोकल बस से जा सकते हो सर, आप वोल्वो से जा सकते हो, आप ओडी से जा सकते हो, मर्सिडीज से जा सकते हो, ट्रेन से जा सकते हो, फ्लाइट से जा सकते हो। कभी आधी घंटा 1 घंटा पहले पहुंचोगे, बाद में पहुंचोगे। मुझे सिर्फ ये बताइए लोकल बस से जब उतरेंगे तो कैसा फील होगा आपको, ओडी से उतरेंगे कैसा फील होगा। तो मोस्टली आंसर आया कि सर लोकल से उतरेंगे कमर उमर सब होगा, ओडी से सर आराम से उतरेंगे। तो मैंने बोला सर इट्स ऑल अबाउट द एक्सपीरियंस, आप रोबो से कीजिए, आप मेरे थ्रू कीजिए, इट्स ऑल अबाउट द एक्सपीरियंस नाउ। उसमें सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट होता है कि आपने अपने गोल बनाए कि नहीं बनाए, कहाँ पहुंचना नहीं पहुंचना वो आपने फाइनल किया कि नहीं किया, और किस माध्यम से पहुंचेंगे। सेकंड, इससे ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट होता है आपका प्री फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग स्ट्रांग है कि नहीं है, जिसको हम आम भाषा में बोलते हैं रिस्क मैनेजमेंट, जहां मैंने सबसे ज्यादा फोकस किया था कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग और इमरजेंसी प्लानिंग में। जैसे मेरा थंब रूल एटलीस्ट मिनिमम साइड में 9 महीना, मैंने वहां पे बातें की थी। और जब मैंने सर पूरा प्लान डिस्कस किया तो मेरे पास सबसे जो कॉमन रिप्लाई आया था कि अरे अजय जी इतना इजी तो हम लोग सब कर ही लेंगे ना। तो मैं बोला ठीक है सर, थैंक यू सो मच। आप मुझे बताइए कि मॉर्निंग वॉक करना सिंपल है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स है। कनक भैया, मॉर्निंग वॉक करना सिंपल है कि कॉम्प्लेक्स है?
सिंपल है पर हम कॉम्प्लेक्स बना देते हैं।
तो उन्होंने सबने आंसर दिया बहुत सिंपल है। तो बोला इतना सिंपल है तो आप लोग सब करते होंगे। तो उन्होंने कहा नहीं सर मॉर्निंग में करते तो नहीं है, जैसे अभी सर ने कहा था विशाल सर ने कि 5 बजे उठा कोई से जाता नहीं है, तो सिंपल ही साइकिलिंग करना। मैंने बोला कि सर सिंपल है पर इतना आसान नहीं होता है कि आपने नंबर निकाल लिया, मैथमेटिकल कैलकुलेशन कर लिया, ऐप में इन्वेस्ट कर दिया, आपके गोल अचीव हो जाए। यू नीड अ डिसिप्लिन एंड यू नीड समवन जो आपको डिसिप्लिन फॉलो कराए। सो यू हैव टू नीड एडवाइजर देयर। मेरा जॉब ये नहीं होता आपको बेस्ट फंड दूं। So to be very frankly and clearly, might be आप अपना पोर्टफोलियो बनाए ज्यादा रिटर्न जनरेट करें, मैं पोर्टफोलियो बनाऊं कम रिटर्न जनरेट करूं, बट आई विल मेक श्योर कि आपके गोल अचीव हो जाए। एंड बिलीव मी कनक भैया, 15 में से करीब करीब 9 ने वहीं पे कमिटमेंट किया, डिसाइड किया मेरे साथ अपनी फाइनेंशियल जर्नी स्टार्ट करने के लिए। और उस 9 में से 5 के मैसेज मेरे पास कोविड-19 के बाद आया था कि सर आपका वो कंटीजेंसी प्लानिंग में जो आपने FD कराई थी हम लोग की, आज सबसे बड़ा स्ट्रेंथ हम लोग का वो था। ये मेरा सिंपलिसिटी एग्जांपल है सर।
Very nice Ajay, that was really inspiring, and I think हम लोग अपने कन्वर्सेशंस को बहुत सिंपल तरीके से कर सकते हैं। और सबसे अच्छी चीज जो मुझे लगी, एक्सपेक्टेशंस। क्लाइंट के संग रिलेशनशिप शुरू करने से पहले ही अगर एक्सपेक्टेशंस जैसे ही हम बनाएंगे, वैसे ही हमारे रिटर्न्स आएंगे, वैसे ही हमारे रिजल्ट्स होंगे, और वैसे ही हमारा फ्यूचर होगा क्लाइंट के संग। आई थिंक दिस इज अमेजिंग, एंड आई थिंक वन थिंग विच वी ऑल शुड लर्न, और हम सब वी कैन रियली रियली डू वेल। Coming to Prasad. Prasad again is a hardcore financial planner, और वो फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग से ही शुरू करते हैं काम, और फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग को ही मॉनिटर करते हैं, एंड एवरीथिंग व्हाटएवर ही इज डूइंग इज वेरी वेरी स्ट्रक्चर्ड। सो आपका ये स्ट्रेंथ क्लाइंट्स कैसे मानते हैं, कैसे समझते हैं, एंड व्हाई दे थिंक दैट दिस इज समथिंग व्हिच इज सो इंपॉर्टेंट, एंड दैट इज द रीजन दे स्टिक टू यू।
कनक जी, पहले तो मैं क्या करता हूँ, जनरली कस्टमर से कम्युनिकेट करने से कनेक्ट करने की कोशिश करता हूँ। मेरे जो कस्टमर्स आते हैं वो सब रेफरल कस्टमर रहते हैं। मेरा कोई भी सोशल मीडिया मार्केटिंग नहीं है, मैं व्हाट्सएप पे मैं कुछ करता नहीं हूँ। मैं एक ही जानता हूँ कि मेरा जो एग्जिस्टिंग कस्टमर है, ही इज माय ब्रांड एम्बेसडर। मैंने सोचा है कि अभी आप समझो एक वेजिटेबल वेंडर के पास जाते हो, प्राइस वर्सेस वैल्यू को मैं बहुत जानता हूँ कि वो वेजिटेबल वेंडर के पास समझो आपने 1 किलो का बटाटा लिया या ओनियन लिया, तो जो तोलता जब रहता है तब उसने बटाटा इधर डाला, अगर वो बटाटा नीचे चला गया तो आप कुछ नहीं बात करते हो, लेकिन अगर वो ऊपर आ गया तो आप उसको डांटते हो, वह डाल और करके। तो मैं वही सोचता हूँ कि मेरे जो कस्टमर है उसको मैं वैल्यू इतना दे दूं कि उसने जो प्राइस पे की हुई है उससे ज्यादा उससे मिले। तो वो क्या करता है ना, ही गिव्स मी लॉट ऑफ रेफरेंस। और जैसे आपने बोला कनक जी, हम लोगों ने एक फॉर्मेट क्रिएट किया है कि व्हेनेवर ए कस्टमर कम्स टू अस, वी हैव गॉट ए क्वेश्चनियर विद अस, कि वी गो टू द कस्टमर विद दिस फॉर्मेट। और जब भी कस्टमर मेरे पास आता है तो आई गो टू द फेसबुक, आई लर्न लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स अबाउट हिम, कि उसका सक्सेस क्या है, उसने क्या क्या किया है। एंड व्हेन द डिस्कशन स्टार्ट्स वी स्पीक ऑन दीज थिंग्स ओनली, कि सर आपने क्या क्या किया जिंदगी में, सक्सेस किधर किया, क्या क्या डिफिकल्टीज आपको आई थी। सो ही वांट्स टू शेयर हिज थिंग्स विद अस। तो जब ये बातें होती है तो वी आस्क हिम अबाउट हिज फैमिलीज, कि आने वाले दिनों में टारगेट्स क्या है, व्हाट आर हिज फाइनेंशियल चैलेंजेस इन हिज लाइफ। क्योंकि मैं उसको एक ही बोलता हूँ कि सर आपने अगर 100 मीटर की रेस में अगर लाइन देख रहे हो आप, तो ही आप अच्छी तरीके से भाग सकते हो। अगर लाइन ही नहीं देखे आपने तो आप कैसे भागोगे। तो वी हैव टू क्रिएट सर्टन फाइनेंशियल गोल्स इन अवर लाइफ टाइम, कि भाई जैसे बच्चों का एजुकेशन है, बच्चों का मैरिज है। मैं उसको वही बात करता हूँ कि समझो तेरा बच्चा है, अभी वो छोटा है, उसको तुम बात करते हो कि भैया स्टडी कर, फर्स्ट नंबर आ जा, और वो कर रहा है बच्चा, और वो शायद 12th स्टैंडर्ड में अगर फर्स्ट आ गया, तो आपकी रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी क्या है, यू हैव टू प्रोवाइड मनी फॉर हिम, कि जो फंड्स है वो अगर आप प्रोवाइड करोगे, तो आपका होमवर्क क्या है, यू हैव टू डू दिस फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग। इफ यू डू दिस फाइनेंशियल प्लानिंग प्रॉपरली, देन यू आर रेडी फॉर गिविंग दिस फंड्स टू योर चिल्ड्रन। सो इधर क्या होता है ना, रेट ऑफ रिटर्न डज नॉट कम इन टू पिक्चर। जैसे मैं रिटायरमेंट के लिए भी उनको एक ही बोलता हूँ कि बाबा रिटायरमेंट के बाद 50वें साल पे, डू यू वांट टू डिपेंड ऑन योर कंपनी और यू शुड क्रिएट योर ओन फंड्स। मैं उनको एक दिखा भी देता हूँ कि आपका जो हाथ है ऐसा होना अच्छा है कि ऐसा होना अच्छा है। तो इससे क्या होता है ना, कस्टमर को समझ में आता है, और ही गिव्स लॉट ऑफ इनपुट्स टू मी, एंड वी टेक दिस डाउन ऑन द क्वेश्चनियर, and we come back to the office, we create the financial plans, we create single financial plans, and in second meeting we present with these goals and solutions. तो उससे क्या होता है ना, कस्टमर को बराबर समझ में आता है कि मुझे ये गोल के लिए इतना करना चाहिए, एंड ही गिव्स परमिशंस टू डू दिस। सो मैंने एक ही देखा है, लास्ट 15-20 ईयर्स में 10 आउट ऑफ 10 मेरे कस्टमर क्लोज होते हैं, कि इफ यू फॉलो दिस प्रोसीजर आई गॉट ए 100% सक्सेस रेशो। तो मैं एक ही बिलीव करता हूं कि कस्टमर को सेल मत करो, असिस्ट हिम टू परचेज द प्रोडक्ट व्हाट ही वांट्स। थैंक यू।
Brilliant. And the best thing which I liked about that, the type of research which you do before actually presenting, and you are actually not only with the client, but to the extent you reach out to the social medias, and you all see that. I think that is the commitment, and because of that, और ये एक्चुअली इनका स्ट्रेंथ ही रहा है। इस तरीके की चीजें करने के लिए ना, आपको उस चीज को करने में मजा आना बहुत जरूरी है। तो वो इट इज नॉट ओनली अबाउट दैट साइकिलिंग और स्टोरी टेलिंग और मेकिंग अ फाइनेंशियल प्लान। आपको उस चीज में अगर मजा आ रहा है, तभी आप वो चीज कर पाओगे, एंड दिस इज क्वाइट एविडेंट एज फार एज प्रसाद इज कंसर्न्ड।
थैंक यू।
तो फ्रेंड्स, प्रोबेबली अपने लोग जो लास्ट चीज अभी आप लोगों से सबसे पूछेंगे, कि मैंने एक बार एक एएमसी, कई सारे एएमसीज के जो हमारे सेल्स हेड्स हैं, सीईओज हैं, उनके संग बात होती रहती है, एंड वन थिंग विच आई कम टू नो दैट कि there are two reasons, okay, why it helps you to be in a organization. Okay, number one, वो बड़े structured होते हैं. एक organization में, whether it is let's say Axis or ICICI or any company or HDFC, वहाँ पे उनके boss होता है, something they have to report, and no, there is a structure. That is the reason they work very very hard. In case of entrepreneurs शायद वो चीज नहीं है. और दूसरा एक चीज और उन लोगों ने मुझे शेयर किया कि now they have a culture there where they have a colleague, there is a senior, there is a junior, they are sharing something, they are doing certain sessions together, something like that. तो ये दो एडवांटेज है. दैट इज द रीजन इन एनी कॉर्पोरेट उनके सेल्स फिगर्स, ग्रोथ, पोटेंशियलिटी, दैट कीप्स ऑन ग्रोइंग. Probably that is something which is lacking as far as financial advisors are concerned. तो ये दो चीजें जब हमने जानी, तब हमने एक चीज और ऑब्जर्व किया कि नाउ द सेकंड पॉइंट एंड द फर्स्ट पॉइंट क्या है कि देयर इज अ स्ट्रक्चर टू दैट. और ये दोनों की दोनों चीजें हम लोग अगर देखेंगे तो अगर आप किसी न किसी ग्रुप या किसी न किसी स्टडी सर्कल या किसी न किसी एसोसिएशन के संग अगर जुड़े हुए होते हैं तो वो आपको ऑटोमेटिकली कहीं ना कहीं आ जाती है. ये कॉर्पोरेट स्ट्रक्चर, कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर, शायद एज एन इंडिविजुअल एंटरप्रेन्योर आपके 5, 7, 10 एम्प्लॉइज के संग आप नहीं कर पाओगे, बट you can actually do that if you are with an association. Let's say PIFA is a beautiful example. They have so many members. I know they are, again, there is a structure, and each and everyone, it's like a corporate thing which is working. No, everybody is sharing, everybody is talking. No, so that helps. So ये जो HDFC, ICICI, Access वाला जो culture है, probably that can actually be built in. So maybe this or maybe with your close group, whatever it is, whatever way it is working, अगर आप लोग, how that has helped you, because कहते हैं ना, your 5 people around you makes you what you are today. So आप लोग अगर इस पे कुछ शेयर करना चाहेंगे, starting with Bhushan sir, to everyone, please share. Yes, Bhushan sir.
Yeah, sure. FIFA has a very important place in our last 10 years journey. Actually, it started with in 2011 when we were all facing gloom in our businesses. Markets were not good. We used to come together, and there was a small, certification training which was organized by DHFL Primerica. That time it was DHFL Primerica. And it was, the certification was for CPFA, that is Certified Personal Financial Advisor. We came together, and then we realized that we should come together and learn from each other. So we decided to form an organization. The motto, the caption was, enter to learn and learn to serve. So, of course, I'll not go into the details, but however, PIFA was made into, very, and fortunately, jaisa karwa banta gaya, we got very good people. Not only our members, we owe our strength to all our members, our core team members, and also PIFA members, because the kind of fiduciary responsibility I saw in each one of us, since the first president, we had Mr. Sandeep Bhushetti as our first president, and we said every year we'll change our president, every year we'll have someone new in the team, so that it doesn't become somebody else, some one person's prerogative. And it helped. Log aate gaye with new ideas. Everyone had their own strengths, and we initially had a wonderful support from AMCs. But we said, if suppose tomorrow AMCs and this regulation forbids them from giving any sponsorship whatsoever, let's build our own corpus. Let's be self-sufficient. So we're working towards that. We also had dreamed that every member of FIFA as a KRA should be a certified financial planner. So accordingly, FIFA has organized CFP trainings, and we already have about 60 members who are certified finance CFPs. In fact, in the first batch, I was myself there motivating myself and my friends कि आओ भाई अभी फिर से सीखें, फिर से नया ज्ञान लें. And it all helped. It all helped. We really built a lot of togetherness, learned from each other. We have been organizing success stories of leading IFAs from all over the country. And when the in-person meetings were possible, we did that. Now Zoom has really opened the entire world to us. So with Zoom meetings also, we have been, making ourselves more and more worthy of our customers' trust. And the entire idea is to be so competent, so holistic in your advice that your customer, your client doesn't remain a client. He becomes your friend, friend for family, friend for life. And as Prasad said, as Jain said, I mean, we all echo each other's feelings that do something, exceed his expectations by way of your competence, by knowledge. Just don't give products, just don't sell products, but sell solutions, something like that. So I think PIFA gave many of us lots of openings, lots of opportunities to come up. And our one thing more PIFA has taught us is delegation. In fact, if I may divert a little, I was myself, I had some health issues and I could not attend office for about 2 years. Believe me, these 2 years gave me a lot of learning because I could design a process of investment for Arthavood. I could delegate most of the jobs to my team who are also very capable. And virtually without going to office for 2 years, not only there was a single leakage of AUM, but actually it grew. So that was a pleasant surprise for me. So it really proved that I was indispensable, not indispensable in the organization. I was dispensable and people can work without me once if they are empowered. Well, that's all.
It is, yeah, amazing, amazing, Bhushan ji, and it is like coming straight from the heart. हम सब लोग experience कर पा रहे हैं जिस तरीके से ये अपनी भावनाओं को व्यक्त कर रहे हैं. It is really, really amazing, and that's the reason. No, I think अभी FFF conference में recently, which we had, one of the first digital conference, PIFA members were present in very, very good number. I think that was the highest, and they were also recognized by Economic Times as one of the most influential associations as far as city is concerned, the metro cities are concerned. So this is all amazing because of whatever work they are doing, not only at learning point of view, but family get-togethers point of view, because I have been observing them, and it has been really, really nice. So yes,
in fact,
also, yeah.
Kanak, sorry to interrupt you. In fact, we have a very dynamic lady president, the first ever lady president of PIFA, and her tenure has been proving us is so rocking that we are really going to surpass. The bar she has raised is very high. So I appeal to our members also, please come in the core team and see how you improve yourself just by being together. It becomes a wonderful camaraderie for all of us. Sorry to interrupt you, but I have to acknowledge Neepa's work.
Sir, today's vote of thanks, Neepa will give.
Oh.
I have requested her specially. Yeah. Okay.
Oh.
Next, Mr. Prasad and Jain.
Yes, yes.
Hi. So Bhushan sir is actually the backbone of PIFA, and he has covered PIFA in details. I'm just glad that I'm an IFA or a mutual fund distributor in Pune, because as everyone knows, PIFA is very, very active. And I hope they continue to do a lot of sessions with distributors as well as investors. See, for example, in February and March, at least I used to get a lot of calls from investors. Kya karna chahiye? Market bahut gir raha hai. And at your level, you try to explain that volatility is temporary and growth is permanent, and stay invested, stay calm. But at the same time, if the same message comes from industry stalwarts, the CEOs and fund managers, then it carries a lot of weight. And I believe PIFA has done an excellent job in that sense by conducting regular sessions for investors, and we are getting very good feedback from investors. So I hope that continues. Yes, and thank you, Bhushan ji, for whatever you have done for PIFA. And yes, I totally agree with your comments that Neepa madam is doing an excellent job this year. So glad that we have a women president this year. Thank you.
Yes.
Prasad sir.
First of all, I sincerely thanks PIFA for giving me a lot of inputs. मुझे याद है भूषण जी ने 1.5-2 साल पहले CFP का प्रोग्राम लॉन्च किया था। एंड मुझे तो डर था कि CFP कैसे पास होंगे, क्योंकि क्या है ना, उधर पासिंग मार्क्स भी ज़्यादा है और फेलियर भी ज़्यादा रहता है। इसलिए पहले तो मन में बहुत डर था कि भाई CFP कैसे करेंगे। तो भूषण सर मेरे पीछे लग लग के उन्होंने मुझे एनरोल भी करवाया और उनके वजह से मैं पास भी हो गया। तो मैं एक देखता हूँ कि पिफा का जो कंट्रीब्यूशन है कि दैट इन माय लाइफ इज वेरी मच हायर, बिकॉज आई बिलीव दैट लर्निंग विल इंक्रीज योर अर्निंग। क्योंकि CFP होने के बाद हम लोगों को क्वेश्चंस क्या पूछने हैं, कस्टमर से बात कैसे करनी है, ये सब पता चल गया। और आने वाले हम लोग तो अभी देख रहे हैं कि रेगुलेशन चेंज इतने हो रहे हैं कि CFP विल बिकम मस्ट। तो जो पिफा हम लोगों को सिखाता है, एवरी मंथ देर आर लॉट ऑफ थिंग्स, जैसे लास्ट 2-3 मंथ्स बैक योगेश भावे टॉट अस लॉट ऑफ गुड थिंग्स ऑफ टेक्नोलॉजी, कि टेक्नोलॉजी को कैसे यूज करना है। तो पिफा जो कुछ कर रही है, इट इज अ वंडरफुल थिंग दे आर डूइंग। आई थैंक देम वेरी मच एंड आई विल कंटिन्यू टू बी a member with them to learn lot of things. Thank you, Bhushan ji.
थैंक यू प्रसाद, जयंत एंड भूषण जी। आई थिंक मेरा एक अपील है, जो लोग पूना में है ऑब्वियसली पीफा ज्वाइन करें, और जो कहीं भी हैं एनी पार्ट ऑफ द कंट्री, भूल जाइए ये पॉलिटिकल डिफरेंसेस एंड ऑल, जस्ट बी अ पार्ट ऑफ अ ग्रुप। दिस इज जस्ट लाइक कॉर्पोरेट। हम लोग का सबका रहता था ना, HDFC, ICICI, एक्सिस, कोटक, नो, ये कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर एंड ऑल। My dear friends, this is a big opportunity to be a part of your local association, wherever, whatever it is. I am also personally associated with our circle as a founder member there for last 13 years now, 2007 se abhi tak. It has been a different thing, whether it is FIFA or any organization. Just be a part of the local group. No, this helps you to develop. Or any study circle if it is not there. So just be there. So coming back to Vishal, आप भी प्लीज शेयर कीजिए। यू आर ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ एसोसिएशन देयर, यू आर ऑल्सो अ पार्ट ऑफ फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम फ्रेटर्निटी, सो प्लीज शेयर समथिंग।
सर मैं एक चीज और ऐड करना चाहूंगा कि अपनी लोकल ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस तो हम लोग सब ज्वाइन करते ही करते हैं, उसके साथ साथ आप फीफा भी जरूर ज्वाइन करें, क्योंकि हमारी जो नेशनल लेवल की बॉडी है ना वो फीफा ही है। लोकल लेवल की तो बहुत जरूरी है, लेकिन फीफा क्या है कि बहुत देर पहले की बात है, मेरे को फीफा के ही एक सीनियर मेंबर ने एक बार हमारे साथ शेयर किया था। उन्होंने बताया कि फर्स्ट टाइम एक बार वो गए सेबी के पास रिप्रेजेंट करने, तो उन्होंने पूछा आपके मेंबर्स कितने हैं, और उन्होंने मेंबर्स के नंबर देखते ही उन्होंने स्ट्रेट वे कह दिया जी कि हम इतने से लोगों के लिए कोई बड़ा एक्शन नहीं लेंगे हम। तो दैट मीन्स कि नंबर्स आल्सो काउंट, सिर्फ नंबर्स नहीं, आपको रिप्रेजेंट करने वाला कोई तो चाहिए ना। हमें शिकायतें बहुत सारी रहती हैं कि सेबी ने ये कर दिया, सेबी ने वो कर दिया। सेबी देखिए जब तक इन्वेस्टर के इंटरेस्ट में कुछ भी करता है ना, वो मेरे को नहीं लगता कि हमें कोई भी ऑब्जेक्शन होना चाहिए। लेकिन जहां कहीं पे भी हमारी फर्टर्निटी का कोई जहां पे इंटरेस्ट कंप्रोमाइज किया जाता है, उसको रिप्रेजेंट करने के लिए हमें कोई ना कोई बॉडी जरूर चाहिए। अब सेकंड बात आती है हमारे लोकल लेवल की ऑर्गेनाइजेशन की, तो मैं फीफा के अलावा अपनी लोकल हमारे MFD है, म्यूचुअल फंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर्स एसोसिएशन, उसमें जलंधर और ऑलमोस्ट पंजाब की काफी सारी लोकेशंस जो हैं सराउंडिंग की, वो सारी की सारी हमारे उसी में इंक्लूडेड है। मैं इस एसोसिएशन का जॉइंट सेक्रेटरी भी हूँ, तो मुझे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिला अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन से, लोकल लेवल की भी। और आई एम रियली प्राउड टू से कि हमारे साथ ही एक एडजेसेंट सिटी है, मैं उसका नाम नहीं लूंगा, वहां की अपनी एसोसिएशन होने के बावजूद वहां के बहुत सारे मेंबर्स ने हमारी एसोसिएशन भी ज्वाइन कर रखी है, ड्यूअल मेंबरशिप। इट इज अ मैटर ऑफ प्राइड फॉर अस। तो उन लोगों को लगता है कि जो हमारी एसोसिएशन है वो ज्यादा वैल्यू एडिशन कर रही है। वो लोग हमें कई बार कहते भी हैं कि उन्हें हमसे बहुत कुछ सीखने को मिलता, तो वी रियली फील प्राउड। और इसके अलावा जो हमारे मेंबर्स के जो छोटे मोटे डिस्प्यूट्स होते हैं वो लोकल लेवल पे ही हो जाते हैं। अगर AMC में किसी के साथ कोई उनको लगता है कि इनजस्टिस हो रहा है, तो वी पुट फॉरवर्ड देयर केसेस। और सबसे बड़ी चीज है कि जब हमारे अपने मेंबर्स का ही हमारे सबसे पहले हमारी जो क्वेरीज हमारे पास आती हैं, तो उसके लिए सबसे जब आपके शोल्डर्स पे रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी आती है ना, तो यू हैव टू कीप योरसेल्फ अपडेटेड। ये सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट है। और बाकी जो कनक सर ने बताया कि कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर, उसके लिए अगर मैं सबसे बड़ी बात कहूं तो वो फिर VCs जो ग्रुप है वो है। वोलेटिलिटी कोचेस का ग्रुप जो ज्वाइन करने का मेरे को सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट हुआ वो यही है कि उससे पहले हम लोग बड़े कंप्लेसेंट थे कि ठीक है हम तो एंटरप्रेन्योर हैं, कि ठीक है भाई हमें क्या काम करने की जरूरत है, अपने लिए कोई गोल्स नहीं सेट करते थे, कुछ नहीं करते थे। तो कनक सर हिमसेल्फ इज अ वेरी ग्रेट मेंटर। तो टाइम टू टाइम अगर कोई भी चीज होती है उनसे तो हम डिस्कस करते ही करते हैं। और उसके साथ ये जो वॉलेटिलिटी कोचेस का जो ग्रुप है ना, इससे मेरे को कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर में कॉर्पोरेट कल्चर का जो एक्सपीरियंस है वो मेरे को एक्चुअल में यहाँ से मिला. सो आई एम वेरी ग्रेटफुल टू हिम एंड इट इज हेल्पिंग मी इन अ ग्रेट वे. अभी पीछे जो फाइनेंशियल फ्रीडम फर्टर्निटी के अपनी कॉन्क्लेव हुआ है, दैट वाज ऑसम. अदरवाइज हम कभी सोच भी नहीं सकते थे कि हम जो मतलब कि फॉरेन के जो ऑथर्स हैं या स्पीकर्स हैं तो उनको हमें सुनने का कभी मौका भी मिलेगा. और मैं कहता हूँ मेरे को तो फिजिकल से भी ज्यादा वर्चुअल ज्यादा अच्छा लगा. आपकी कॉस्ट कटिंग है, आपकी टाइम सेविंग है. सेकेंडली क्या है कि इतने अच्छे तरीके से आप फिजिकली भी जाके नहीं सुन पाते उनको. यहाँ पे कोई डिस्टर्बेंस नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. 100% आपके पास अवेलेबल हैं. आपको कुछ भी पूछना है उसी टाइम आपकी क्वेरीज भी आंसर हो रही हैं. तो व्हाट एल्स वी वांट. एंड आई एम रियली थैंकफुल टू ऑल द ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, फीफा, MFDA एंड VCs. थैंक यू सर, थैंक यू.
यस, एक्चुअली इट इज ऑल कहीं भी हो आप जुड़े हुए हो, अगर आपको लगता है आपके शहर में देयर आर 2 ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस, इफ यू वांट टू डू बट अगेन बी अ पार्ट ऑफ सम ऑर्गेनाइजेशन जहां पे आपकी वेवलेंथ मिले, मैच करे, बिकॉज़ इट हेल्प्स इमेंसली हेल्प. एंड फाइनेंशियल एडवाइजर्स तो बहुत ज्यादा जरूरत है कि हम लोग सब साथ में रहें और कुछ ना कुछ एक दूसरे से, आप सिर्फ साथ में रहोगे तभी भी सीख जाओगे. सो अगेन लास्ट बट नॉट द लीस्ट, अजय.
थैंक यू
अजय,
कनक.
आप सर्कल से भी जुड़े हुए हैं, फीफा से भी जुड़े हुए हैं और आप वॉलेटिलिटी कोच भी हैं और पता नहीं कहाँ से और बहुत सारी संस्थाओं में जुड़े हुए हैं.
मैं आपको बताता हूँ कनक भैया, हम लोग मारवाड़ी है, हमारा बहुत सारा, हम लोग की बहुत सारी टाइप की फैमिली होती है. एक अपने मम्मी पापा की फैमिली होती है, वो एक एसोसिएशन होता है, वहाँ अलग तरह की फीलिंग बिहेवियर होता है. एक हमारा ननिहाल होता है, वो भी एक एसोसिएशन होता है, उससे भी जुड़े होते हैं हम लोग, वहाँ अलग तरह का बिहेवियर थॉट प्रोसेस होता है. फिर एक हमारा ससुराल होता है, वहाँ बड़ा एटीट्यूड होता है, लोकल एसोसिएशन होता है, वहाँ अलग तरह का बिहेवियर होता है. फिर हमारा एक एक्सटेंडेड फैमिली और होती है, जो हमारा अपना स्कूल के दोस्त लोग होते हैं, जिसको मैं स्टडी सर्कल बोलता हूँ. तो डेफिनेटली आप लोग सबने बात की एसोसिएशन का बेनिफिट का, एंड आई एम रियली गेट बहुत सारा बेनिफिट मिला मुझे बिकॉज ऑफ एसोसिएशन. आई विल जस्ट वांट टू टच अ पॉइंट, स्टडी सर्कल का बेनिफिट. आई हैव माय ओन स्टडी सर्कल ग्रुप. आप ये जो देख रहे हो मुझे आज मैं सुबह से पहन रखा हूँ, उस स्टडी सर्कल में हम लोग सुबह 8 से 10 तक डिस्कस करते हैं एंड बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट रूल्स फॉलो करते हैं हम लोग. यू हैव टू कम इन अ प्रोफेशनल वे. वी सिट देयर. Because of that group only, I am able to develop my asset allocation tool. Because of that group only, मेरी नॉलेज अलग अलग एरियाज में बहुत बड़ी है. मैं अगस्त में इक्विटी कम कर पाया, 19 में इक्विटी कम कर पाया, 20 में इक्विटी बढ़ा पाया. बिकॉज ग्रुप में क्या होता है सर, अच्छा ये ग्रुप जो स्टडी सर्कल ग्रुप होता है, इसमें कुछ नियम होते हैं कि आपके हर बंदा अलग वैरायटी का हो. जैसे एक बंदा अगर एसेट एलोकेशन बिलीव करता है तो एक बंदा नहीं करता है, एक बंदा इक्विटी में ज्यादा बिलीव करता है तो एक बंदा इंटरनेशनल मार्केट में बिलीव करता है. सो वो जो आर्ग्यूमेंट और डिस्कशन होता है, दैट हेल्प यू टू ग्रो मोर. और आपको प्रोन और कॉन्स दोनों से आप अपडेट होते हैं. स्टडी सर्कल इज मस्ट एंड नेसेसिटी फॉर यू. दैट रियली हेल्प यू अ लॉट, आपके नॉलेज को बढ़ाने के लिए, अपने बिजनेस को बढ़ाने के लिए और अपने आप को मोर पॉलिश करने के लिए. बिकॉज क्या होता है ना, एसोसिएशन में भी कहीं ना कहीं आपको अपना इमेज को मेंटेन रखना पड़ता है. स्टडी सर्कल में वो नहीं है. स्टडी सर्कल में आपको पता है कि मैं बच्चे वाली बातें भी पूछ सकता हूँ कि मुझे लगता है कि मुझे पूछना चाहिए. दैट समहाउ वी कम अप विद कनक, आई एम शेयरिंग वन थिंग. सिंपल सी चीज है कि हम फंड लगाते हैं. फॉर एग्जांपल मैं बात करूं SBI ब्लू चिप फंड की. हमने पैसे लगाए, 3 साल फंड ने परफॉर्म किया, 3 साल से फंड परफॉर्म नहीं कर रहा. हम निकले, रखें, क्या करें? कोई बोल सकता है बहुत बच्चे वाली बातें हैं यार, लेकिन एक डिस्कशन करना, मुझे कंक्रीट आंसर चाहिए, लॉजिकल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू डाटाबेस के साथ चाहिए. और माइट भी मैं उतना एक्सपर्ट नहीं हूँ डाटा के ऊपर. सो ग्रुप टुगेदर डिस्कस अबाउट दिस कि यार रियली वी हैव टू मेक सम वाइट लिस्ट, कि कोई भी हम काम कर रहे हैं, कोई भी कॉल ले रहे हैं तो उसके पीछे एक लॉजिक हो. तो आप भी ये मानते हैं सर अकेला चलने से अच्छा है कि 5 जन मिलके चलें, तो बोझ हल्का हल्का हो जाता है. बहुत पहले एक मूवी आई थी, उसमें गाना था, साथी हाथ बढ़ाना रे साथी हाथ बढ़ाना, एक अकेला थक जाएगा मिलके हाथ बढ़ाना. और एक पिक्चर आई थी जो मैं क्लाइंट को भी कहीं कहीं बोलता हूँ, मैं आजाद हूँ. आप सबने देखोगे, हमारे मिस्टर अमिताभ बच्चन की मूवी थी.
अमिताभ बच्चन
इतने बाजू इतने सरगिल ने दुश्मन ध्यान से, हारेगा हर वो बाजी जब खेलेंगे हम जी जान से. तो जब 5 से 7 जन का स्टडी सर्कल ग्रुप जी जान से खेलता और डिसाइड करता इस साल हम लोग को ये पैरामीटर और ये गोल अचीव करने हैं, तो आप कर सकते हैं. क्योंकि मेरा ये मानना है कि आप एक्शन क्यों नहीं लेते हैं, क्योंकि आपके पास मोटिवेशन नहीं होता है. और मोटिवेशन क्यों नहीं होता, क्योंकि आपके पास क्लैरिटी नहीं होती है. कि आज मैं इक्विटी में क्लाइंट भरा हूँ, जैसे सर ने जैन सर ने कहा कि एनआरआई पे काम करते, माइट भी एनआरआई मेरा एक्सपर्टाइज नहीं हो, लेकिन मेरे ग्रुप में वो जो बंदा है वो एनआरआई में एक्सपर्ट है, वो मुझे क्लैरिटी देता है कि अपने कैसे काम कर सकते हैं. द मोमेंट आई गेट क्लैरिटी, आई एम मोटिवेटेड टू डू बिजनेस, एंड दैट्स हाउ आई क्रिएट माय क्लाइंट इन द सिंगापुर, इन द दुबई, ओके, अफ्रीका में नाइजीरिया क्या कंट्री है वहां पे, ऐसे में 6 से 7 कंट्री में अच्छे क्लाइंट्स हैं जिनको बहुत अच्छा से हैंडल करता हूँ, इन स्पाइट ऑफ मुझे एनआरआई का ज्यादा नॉलेज नहीं है. आज भी उनकी क्वेरीज आई दैट पुट आउट माय ग्रुप कि ये नई क्वेरीज आई टू सॉर्ट इट आउट, एंड बहुत अच्छा बिजनेस है मेरा वहां से. दैट्स हाउ स्टडी सर्कल इज मस्ट फॉर ईच एंड एवरीवन. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you so much. And since we are there, आप लोग सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद. This is the will reach all of you. Like today's word we have, thank you Jain, thank you Prasad, thank you Ajay, thank you Bhushan ji, thank you all of you. The best part about this certificate is 27 IFA associations के लोगों हैं और सबका एक ये मिला जुला प्रयास है, which is the reason why we all are actually organizing, and business line is there. And today's word is kept as P, okay, and Vishal. So this is all there. ये एक हम लोग का चल रहा है. This is the 3rd episode, and in the first episode आपके नाम का जो letters हैं उसमें अगर ALG, second week tha about V and C, and today we have dedicated it to FIFA with the letter P. So abhi tak we have declared 6 letters. If in your name out of the 6 agar 5 strike off ho gaye hain, aap you can just inform us that in the group there is a 6 months edition of business line newspaper that will reach to you, the user ID and the password, which is actually a gift from Business Line. And all those people who have strike off their maybe the first name or second name or the last name, they are also qualified. So you all can just share that in the Telegram group or whatever it is, so that you are also a part of this. Okay. So this is what is all about. And again a special thanks to all of them. And for today, I'll invite Neepa to share. Neepa, are you there? Yes, Neepa is there. So where before Neepa, I'll pin her video. So Neepa comes into picture. So this is there. And next week we will have the session. Today's it was dedicated to Pune. The next week again we will have the session which will be on Bollywood. So we will have 2 speakers who have authored 2 books from the movies. One is Amit Trivedi, Paisa Bolta Hai, and second is Saurav Jain, who has written cinematics. So both the authors will be talking how we can actually use cinema in our financial planning and in our doing business. And we will be focusing on FAR, which is Rajasthan Financial Advisors Association, so that we will have some members coming from there and they will be sharing insights as we have seen it today. So over to you, Neepa. Neepa is not only your president, she's also a very very sharp volatility coach also, and she is a multi-talented president and a member. So over to you, Neepa.
Am I audible?
Yes. Yes, very much.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. It's really my privilege to be on this dais. And thanks, Kanak ji, for organizing such a wonderful program. Do I have 2 minutes to share something about FIFA, Kanak?
Yes, sure. That's the reason. You can
Before
share. Before
I give as Bhushan ji said, enter to learn and learn to serve. That is our motto, and that we have been continuing since last 10 years. Bhushan ji has shared a lot about FIFA, but there is one thing which I would like to share is we are not only connected with the advisors, but we are connected with our investor community. We have been organizing a lot of investor awareness program, and we have been reaching to more than 3,000 to 5,000 members, investors. and not only in physical way, but through live webinar and other things. You know, whenever we used to have a program, we used to make it a live on YouTube channel, etc. So we have been able to reach more than 6 lakhs investors all over the world. So that is the one thing. So even this year, what we have been doing is we have been organizing such programs on Zoom, etc. And we have been sharing and we have been doing a great work for our investors. So that is the one thing which PIFA is very proud of. Besides organizing various programs on skill development and a lot of emphasis on professionalism and ethical selling of the products is given. So this is a strength, and we have been learning from each other. Even we have a very good team of our members, and we give a platform. PIFA gives a platform to share their expertise, and that has really worked well for the members, and we have been well connected. So Bhushanji, if I have missed anything, you can put it.
In fact, whatever I have missed, you have added. So
yes. And we have been doing family programs, and that has really connected with the members well. And I would really thank Kanak for giving a PIFA a wonderful platform to share. And I am really grateful for Ajay Pathak ji for, that has really increased our conviction to equity. Aajay Bheell ji, you are a wonderful storyteller. And I really like the idea of study circle. In Pune also there are 3 to 4 study circles, which I am aware about it. There could be more study circles. And Jain ji, for NRI segment, you have been doing a wonderful work, and PIFA is going to invite you one day for your
yes.
session. And
Spoke my mind.
Huh? True financial
Yeah, you
planner.
actually spoke my mind. In fact, I was just thinking about it. We should invite him.
And Prasad is a true financial planner, and we are really proud of Prasad.
Thank you, Neepa ji.
That's all from our side.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you everyone for your time and patience. And I think the number of people who were still till the end, that shows that all of us really were enjoying and learning.
Yes, it was
the numbers, and we can have more and more people joining in. It's like every Saturday, 4 o'clock. So let's gear up for the next week and hope to network and learn from each other. Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, Kanak.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye.